here at the Legal Warriors. In this video, I'm going to cover why it is that almost all criminal attorneys charge flat rates as opposed to charging for their services by the hour. And it's a very important reason why, and it actually benefits the client. So you may not expect that. And if you're interested in this area of the law, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Lynnwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington State for more than 20 years, and I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get to see it. More people get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. I own a criminal defense law firm. I've done so for 24 years. I know pretty much everybody in Washington State, at least Western Washington, and you can count on one hand the number of attorneys that charge for their criminal defense services by the hour. And those handful that do usually only handle the most major felonies. And why does the criminal defense industry charge flat rates as opposed to hourly rates? And I think the reason why is because of the type of people that want to be criminal defense attorneys. What I've learned, I have 6 associate attorneys at this time working with me in providing the work that we do here in Washington State. And the type of people that become really good defense attorneys are about saving others, right? They have a calling to try to help others. And here's what happens, let's say, for example, in a family law case. Now, we don't do family law, and no disrespect to family law attorneys out there, but what I see for my clients that hire family law attorneys, they bill hourly. They take a certain amount in trust, maybe $5,000 to start. They shoot through that real quick. They bill for everything they do. They need another $5,000. They shoot through that real quick. They go on, and they take all this money. And who knows how much someone spends. And then once the client runs out of money, what does a typical family law attorney do that I see? They just withdraw from the case and they leave that person without an attorney. Not much has been accomplished. And, they're out. This person doesn't have their services. They ran out of money. So now the attorney withdraws because they're not getting paid. Now think about that if it were a criminal case. If we were billing by the hour when we're fighting for someone's freedom, for their very existence. If we set it up like that, we would have these pressures on us to move the case really quickly. And if you've watched this channel, moving the case really quickly usually gives you a much worse result than taking your time and doing the case right. And also, the court would not be very happy with a defense attorney withdrawing because their client could no longer afford their services. And it's inconsistent with why criminal defense attorneys get involved in helping people. There are other areas of the law where you can make a lot more money, personal injury, family law, plenty of them where, at least in my opinion, given the way things are billed, that you can make more money. A criminal attorney typically is charging a flat rate because we're saying, hey, this is how much stress or strain this case will probably be on us. Now we're going to just take the case and work it an indefinite amount of time, as long as it takes, to try to get the right result in the case. A really good criminal attorney is not about withdrawing on their client and leaving them to just let the government do what they want to them, or having them have to get a new attorney with a public defender. Now, sometimes a criminal attorney might have a draw if you haven't paid your bills, or whatever was agreed to, but there's a reason why we want a flat rate, so we're not worried about how long the case is taking and us having to withdraw from a client who can't afford to live up to the agreement that was made. Additionally, it also sets up a bad relationship between the client and the attorney. If a client is paying, $500 an hour, who knows, let's just making up a number, $500 an hour, and the defense attorney knows that as the case gets older, the chances for the defendant often get better. Witnesses move, people care less, right? Gives more time for the client to complete classes and do positive things. If we're moving to continue it and that continuance costs the client another 3 hours of work or 4 hours of court, it can set up mistrust, right, between the attorney and the client. You're just continuing this to earn more money. You can't have that when you're fighting for someone's life, because we are in this with you. A really good defense attorney feels what's going on, right? We are part of saving someone from the government. And when we save our client, we're sort of saving ourselves too, right? That's what it feels like. When we get a case dismissed or we get someone their life back, it feels like we get our life back. I mean, that's the calling that a criminal defense attorney typically feels. That's why we're in this area of the law. It's not typically because we're super interesting and cool. Maybe some attorneys think that. But it's about the good that we can do and the justice that we can bring for people. And we can't have a situation where already it's hard to trust others, where that our decisions we know best, right? We're the people that know how to do this, that we're being second guessed, or we're even trying to rush the case and make bad decisions that are higher risk because the client is thinking you're just trying to make more money by making it older. That would be a way to get terrible results. Now, on major felony cases, sometimes certain attorneys will need to bill by the hour because it's so unpredictable, right? And you can't put yourself out of business, right? And so on a major felony case, a murder or something that's definitely going to go to trial, some people can do that hourly. Usually your attorney is going to have a flat rate up to trial and then an additional trial fee. And a caveat is sometimes I get people talking to us, well, this attorney is including their trial fee as part of the flat rate. That's not what you want, right? It's sort of an illusion because 99% of cases, if you do a great job, are not going to get to trial anyway. And if an attorney has already been paid fully, including the trial, and now they get to trial, are they going to have the bandwidth and the business width to actually put the full effort into a trial when they've already been paid this flat rate that includes that? It's just not going to happen for the most part. So typically how we do our fees, just if you're curious, we're usually a flat rate up to trial, additional fee if it goes to trial, and most cases don't get that far. What I tell so many people, and we've seen this question lately a lot in the firm, is, hey, I've had a family law attorney before, how come you're not billing hourly? Or, hey, I've had a personal injury attorney in the past, they only collected money if they won. Well, I've told you why we can't bill hourly, or we shouldn't, because it sets up really bad trust issues and bad outcomes in cases. And we can't bill on a contingency because it's ethically not allowed for criminal attorneys. We're not allowed to say, hey, you only pay us if we get your DOI reduced, or hey, you pay us more if we get your assault dismissed. That's not allowed for very obvious ethical reasons. That's not allowed. Contingency fees are not allowed for criminal attorneys. So that's why, at least in Washington State, the industry is almost exclusively based upon flat rate billing. And obviously, we think that turns out better for the client, and it turns out better for the psychology of the attorney. Although I think financially, definitely for the most part, we'd be better billing hourly, but it's not worth any additional fees for what the cost of the difficulty it creates in the relationship. Because believe it or not, us criminal attorneys, we rely on you just as much as you rely on us because we're in it together. So it's a long-winded way to try to explain, why it is criminal attorneys typically don't bill hourly. At least this is all my opinion. There might be other states where it's done differently, but hopefully you don't need one of us. If you do, feel free to reach out to my firm. We've been doing this for more than 20 years. If we get on board, we'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.